Welcome back to episode number 2 in the Zero to Hero series. This episode is a continuation of Mass Dragons from Town Hall 7 and Introduction to Funneling. Mass Dragons is very viable at early Town Hall 8, but with base design and level 6 air defenses, it becomes more difficult and other strategies are more effective. We'll get into those other strategies later on, but right now we're going to focus on Mass Dragon still, because for beginning Town Hall 8, it's kind of what you're used to at 7, so it's a natural continuation at Town Hall 8. Now, our priorities at Town Hall 8 are the same as they were before at Town Hall 7, with our number 1 priority being coming from behind the air sweeper. So there is the air sweeper. So you want to come, some sort of direction like that from behind it in order to not be fighting the air sweeper. Our second priority is the air defenses, identifying where they are and what angle direction best to come at them. So in this one, it's pretty obvious that one air defense is an outlier. This one right over here by the air sweeper is kind of separated from the rest. And wanting to come from behind the air sweeper, you'd hit those two that are right next to each other first. And our third thing that we focus on is the clan castle. Again, not so much what's in the clan castle. We will start to get into that later videos where what's in it is more important, but where the clan castle is and where you're going to fight it. So the clan castle radius is probably something about like that. The fourth thing that kind of changes at Town Hall 8 is your spells. Before at Town Hall 7, you would just do 3 level 4 lightnings, and you would pick off 1 air defense, and that was kind of it. But at Town Hall 8, with DE spells, you now have more spells. So what is most common at Town Hall 8 is 2 level 5 lightning spells, 1 earthquake spell of any level, it doesn't really matter. I think it's level 1 or level 2. And then your last major spell is a rage, to help your dragons do more damage and push them through those, high hit point buildings, town hall, storage, whatever. Your last spell, your second DE spell, can either be a poison to help you deal with the clan castle, or it can be a haste spell. Since your earthquake spell doesn't matter, level 1 earthquake is fine, you can make your own earthquake, and then in your clan castle be donated the poison or haste spell so that it is max or higher level than what you can make. So those are our priorities, and that's what we're focusing on. Same thing pretty much as Town Hall 7. There's just a little bit more to the base. At 7, pretty much air defenses are the only thing that will wreck your dragons and pose a threat. But at Town Hall 8, there's more Teslas, there's more levels to Teslas, archer towers get upgraded. There's more air damage other than air defenses. So our intro to funneling here. Funneling is the act of making your troops go where you want them to go. Sometimes you want them to go into the core, sometimes you want them to walk around the base. It depends on what type of attack you're doing. But for the purposes of this with Dragon, we're going to be focusing on getting our dragons to go to the air defenses. And because the air defenses in this base and most bases are located inside the base, we want to get our dragons to go into the base. In order to do that, we have to remove outside buildings that are going to lead our dragons astray. For example, if I place a dragon, right here, it's going to attack the research lab. It's going to head over here to the dark barracks because that is the next closest building. Once it's finished killing the lab, it's going to look at the next building and say, hey, what's closest? and it's going to head to it. In this case, it's going to be the Dark Barracks. And then after that, it's going to look and say, hey, what's the next closest building? And then it's going to head to that. So what we want to do is, if we just place all of our dragons down at once, they're just going to, if we put a dragon here, a dragon here, a dragon here, a dragon here, they're just all, it's going to make a wall, and they'll just all move into the base at the same time, which is not what we want. We want our dragons to head straight down there to the air defenses. And so anything outside those two lines, we need to remove. These buildings, these buildings, these buildings, stuff like that. And you leave the buildings, those two outside buildings right there, we leave those two alone in order to act as breadcrumbs for the dragons to head in. Or any troop, but for the purposes of this video, like I said, we're focusing on dragons. I hope that was clear. If not, let me know in the comments below if I can explain on funneling any bit better. So for this attack, what he's going to do is remove this building, remove that building, and I think remove that building. And then the rest of the dragons get dropped here and here, and they will just path straight in like that. Let's take a look at the attack now. Oh, the rage spell. Yes, I almost forgot. The rage spell, the extra spell that you have, you want to use on, same thing in Town Hall 7, but it's kind of an extra like freebie spell now. So use that rage spell to close the distance on those air defenses, to get through high hill point buildings, stuff like that. It's kind of a free floating spell, and you just use it on an as needed basis wherever you see your dragons kind of getting hung up. And again, in the clan castle, I recommend those level 6 balloons. You get an extra one now because you upgraded your clan castle to target the air defenses and take them out. Let's watch Father Time do a dragon attack on this, and we'll comment as it goes on. He starts off with the 2 lightning spells on that level 6 AD in the back furthest away, and 1 EQ spell directly centered on the air defense in order to take it out. Now, as we were talking about with the funneling, he takes out that building, takes out that building, the dragon heads to that one, that dragon heads to that one, he drops a dragon over here to take out that, and we've created a nice runway that you will be able to see the majority of all the dragons and his stuff head down. Now he wants to get to those ADs as quickly as possible, so he drops that rage spell right away. The balloons pick up on the rage and get hasted in. They go to one AD and they go straight to the other AD. You saw a level 5 dragon come out of the clan castle. Like I said, the composition of the clan castle when you're using dragons isn't terribly relevant. It's just there, and it's just kind of annoying, so your dragons will just kill it. Usually, unless you're fighting the clan castle and both air defenses, that's bad. But even then, sometimes it really doesn't matter. He drops his king way over here on the right in order to start taking out some troops, do some funneling, tank for the archer towers and stuff while the dragons work their way around the map. It wasn't the most effective use of his king. Probably could have waited a little bit longer till the dragons were in range, but such is such. That pretty much touched on everything that you need to focus on for this raid. Again, come from behind the air sweeper. Look for the location of the air defenses. If one of them is completely out of the way, that's the one you're probably going to want to lightning. If 2 are close together, that's the one that you want to focus on and get your dragons towards as quickly as possible. In your clan castle, you want max loons, and your spell combination is 2 level 5 lightnings, an earthquake spell that you make yourself. It can be level 1 or level 2, doesn't matter. And then either a poison to deal with the enemy clan castle or a haste spell just to move your dragons along and get it going faster. Up next, we have Post Q from Russian League doing a slightly more advanced attack against our very own JCW. So thank you to him for letting me show his base getting 3-starred. This attack is slightly more advanced, mainly because of the builder huts in the corners. He has builder huts in 3 of the 4 corners. This poses a problem because at Town Hall 8 there are more buildings, higher hit points, just more base in general, and it takes longer to get through the base. At Town Hall 7, you'd probably end up with anywhere from 4 to 6 dragons, maybe even more, depending on how well your attack went. At Town Hall 8, you're probably on average going to be left with anywhere from 2 to 3 most of the time. So if you do not account for the builder huts, and at the end of your attack, they have to travel from builder hut to builder hut, corner to corner, and it takes a very long time because dragons are very slow, and most likely you will run out of time. So because of the builder huts in the corner, you need to plan for them. And the easiest way to do that is with archers or minions or something like that. Post Q here brings 5 archers, 1 for each builder hut, plus a little bit extra. And because of that, he basically had to sacrifice a dragon. 220 camp space, 20 space per dragon. In order to bring something that's not a dragon, you have to sacrifice a dragon. So because you're sacrificing 1 dragon, you now have 20 camp space. He devotes 5 to the archers. He brings 2 loons of his own and 1 hog of his own that he decides to do a CC lure with. So that equates up to 1 dragon, 20 camp space. Now our principles for mass dragging at Town Hall 8, number 1 is the air sweeper, which is right here, and will be puffing about something like that. So you want to come at it from some sort of behind angle like this. But because of that, trajectory and coming behind, that means these 2 air defenses in the back, you can't zap quake both of them. You can only do one of them. So you have to make a kind of judgment call and a pick and say, okay, I'm going to take out one of them. In this case, he decides to take out that one. And then you're going to overload the other side with more dragons. Now, funneling for this base, he decided to do a CC kill. CC is right here with the radius, about something like that, I want to say. He sends in 1 hog right here to trigger the CC, and then drags it over here to the builder hut with an archer, and he kills it. This is the first part of his funnel. All of the dragons over there come to here, and they take out these buildings, creating the left side of his funnel. He drops a couple more, I forget exactly, down here, and this creates the right side of his funnel in order to get the dragons to hopefully go about like that through the base. Let's watch it and see how it actually goes. There's the 1 hog to lure out the CC in order to make it accessible by other troops. The 1 archer tower comes down way in the corner on the builder hut in order to attract the CC troops. And he drops a couple of dragons in order to quickly dispatch that level 5 dragon. Then those dragons will naturally create the funnel on the left side. A couple more dragons come down on the right here to again start working on that funnel. Those max balloons come out of the clan castle. Zap quakes the topmost air defense, drops a haste to get all of those loons to 1 air defense very quickly, and it takes it out. And then he's just working towards the 2nd air defense. As I kind of pointed out earlier, he did the funneling and created a nice runway straight through the base, drops that rage spell to get through the town hall, the clan castle, heavy hit point buildings, and then they attract onto the air defense. The final air defense, and it's just cleanup now. He uses his king to act as a tank for the dragons. It's only, attracting one archer tower, but, sometimes that's enough. It's stopping from firing at the dragons, which is the main force of your army. Couple those archers on the builder huts, and the dragons just circle around and finish it up. As I said, most of these dragon attacks at Town Hall 8, unless it is a very bad base design, which is possible and you will find for sure, you're only going to end up with 2 to 3 dragons at the end. So you want to make sure all of those builder huts are taking care of any other outlying buildings. That way you're not completely strapped for time and you fail that 3-star with a 2-star 99% because there's one builder hut left in the corner. Some people take out the builder huts in the beginning. I'm not necessarily a fan of that. Once you drop all the dragons, you really don't have much to do. So I like to drop them later on. I hope you enjoyed this episode number 2 in the Zero to Hero series. The next episode will be on Go Wipe and kind of intro to killing different CC clan castle compositions. Please subscribe and comment below on how you drag at Town Hall 8. Thank you.